Alright, YouTubers, we're getting ready to start day 2. Starting in on the rear. I already got the tires off. Basically the same thing as the front. I'm going to do the shock and bolt the bottom spring, put a jack underneath the rear end, and then unbolt the front one and the back one, and then put a new spring in and put it all back together. So I'll walk you through that. Okay guys, so the rear shock, this top bolt, of course you got to get up from underneath. It's hard to see. It's yeah, it's a little hard to see. It's this guy right up in here. But it's a 3/4 bolt. It's right there. So you need to loosen the top and then loosen the bottom, and then when you're putting the new shock back on, put the top on first on this one, allow it to come down, then you could use the jack to move it up and down to get it into this little tray here, which I'll show you later. Okay, so in the back we're going to run into a little dilemma. Without pulling the gas tank out, you won't be able to get this bolt out. However, if you go the opposite of what I told you on the front, unbolt the front completely, drop it to the ground, okay? Then you could take this whole thing, swing it out, and now the bolt is actually past the gas tank, so then you can slide it out this way. Alright, so when we're reinstalling the rears, you want to make sure the smaller diameter goes towards the back, and then the bigger diameter goes towards the front. Most importantly though, there's a little wedge in here. That little wedge points towards the front of the vehicle. The reason for that is it changes the pinion angle on the rear drive shaft to match or to get close to the 4-inch lift. So to reinstall this thing, we're going to put the back one in first because of that gas tank issue. Okay, and then we'll put the front one in second. Alright, so those of you that are installing this by yourself, you're going to need to put a jack underneath the rear of the spring to get these shackles to push all the way forward to allow you to line up this hole. If you don't do that, this hole will actually be way over here and you'll never get it lined up. Alright guys, it's time to install the new shock. I'm going to go ahead and run these the same way as the fronts, with this little shaft on the top, but I'm going to bolt the top in first and allow the bottom to fall down so I can get it into that shock mount right there. If I do the other way around, I'll be fighting it. I won't be able to pull it down. This way at least I can put the jack underneath it and push it up to where I want it. So that's the plan. Alright guys, you're going to need to relocate your e-brake in the back, the mount. So you're going to need to use this bracket from the kit. So let me crawl up underneath there and show you what's going on. Alright guys, so this was originally bolted onto the frame here. So what I did was I put this bracket in its place, which extends it and drops it a little bit. And then you just bolt that back on. That'll allow for it to move a little more freely without pulling your brake line. Alright guys, so I got the vehicle back on the ground. I'm going to go through and make sure all these are tight, front and back. Wheels are tight, shocks are tight, I know that. And then I'm going to get in there and replace the brake line for a longer one. Alright YouTube, got the 4-inch lift completed. I know it's a little dark out. Just wanted to do a quick finished video of the rig. Pretty happy with it. Got to get taller tires now, of course. But it is finished, and I did gain actually 5 inches at first, and then once everything settled in, it settled right into 4 inches. So let's get some measurements here. So the front, it's a little hard to see, is right at 34 inches. we were at 30 to begin with, so there's 4 inches in the front. The rear is about 35 inches. We were at 31 before. So I get a better view of the fender. It's right there. A little hard to see. Anyways, it's 35 inches in the rear. So thanks guys for joining me on this project. Many more videos to come. So stay tuned. So one other thing I wanted to mention here, guys, the Rough Country 4-inch lift does not come with a quick disconnect on the sway bar. I actually took the stock sway bar linkage and drilled a couple holes into it, top and bottom, and then got this extra pipe, drilled a hole through it, and then put these quick disconnects on it. So you can see there's another one at the bottom, one at the top. And then I wound up cutting about 3 inches out of the sway bar linkage. So now it's actually quick disconnect. So this is actually a 5/8 inside diameter, and then these are 1/4 inch pins. It's about 8 inches long, so it equals the same length as the stock 4-inch linkage. So that's just something you guys might want to do. I saw these on Amazon for about 60 bucks. I think I did this for all of maybe 20 bucks. So anyways,